there, my name is Adeola Kingsley James, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day so far. Today I'm going to be talking about trauma and how this sentence, "I feel like a failure," is robbing you of your real joy. Have you ever said the sentence to yourself before? If you have, stay close. This video is for you. Now, I had this client who came to me and she shared with me that she had felt very down and out, and she doubted herself so much. I think when she was young, from what she shared with me, was that she dreamt of flying with Superman. And she woke up in the morning and said to her mom, "Oh, I dreamt, I was flying with Superman." And her mother quietly kept quiet and took her to the church. And the pastor, after listening to the dream, labeled her a witch just because she was flying with Superman. And she was about 6 years old, forgetting that maybe she had watched Superman during the day, and then at night she's dreaming about it, because that's what normal human beings do. Your brain is going through all the things that you have captured all through the day and is depositing it somewhere. And so they labeled her witch. And for the next 3 years of her life, she was almost eating from the dustbin. She felt so inferior. She felt so insecure. She felt so anxious. They used to beat her all the time and keep her outside and dress her in rags just because she dreamt of Superman. Now, this whole incident, she labeled it that I am not enough, and that I would never succeed at anything. The incident happened. And that's what really trauma is. There's an incident, and most likely a painful incident. And we give it a story, and we give it a meaning to us. And we personalize it. And most times when we personalize it, it's shameful. So it's internalized. It's now who we say we are. So rather than saying, "I failed in maths," we say, "I am a failure." I had another client who said, she hasn't had that many successes in life. So right now, she doesn't feel like there's any point even trying, because what if she fails yet again? And right now, she feels she's a failure anyways. So what's the point trying? Does that sound like you? If yes is anything you have said to any of the scenarios that I've given, then honestly, my heart goes out to you. Because you failed in maths doesn't mean you're a failure of life. You only failed in maths. And so that story that we carry, because people have consistently called us those names, in school they'll call you Olodo, they will call you dumbass, they will give you all kinds of names. The bullies will bully you and make you feel small. And you carry that smallness because now I can't come out and speak, because what if people boo me? And so I'd rather stay silent, because nobody wants to hear what I have to say anyways, because I am not good enough. So let me share a few things that I asked my client to do. I asked her to write down 3 ways that her trauma was showing up for her daily. So for example, anxiety. Is it procrastination, avoiding connection, avoiding opportunities to speak up or speak out when people are in a meeting and they're asking for your opinion? You say, "I don't have an opinion," because you don't believe that your opinion will be listened to or even taken, because who are you, right? And why does anybody want to hear what you have to say? Wrong. The truth is that you've got something spectacular and phenomenal to say always. And the truth is, once you feel confident within yourself, then everybody around you will feel the confidence that you ooze. Just because confidence is an inside work, not an external job. It's not a validation from outside. No, it's you and how you feel boldly about yourself. The second thing I asked her to do was ask yourself, and you too can do that exercise, what would my life book look like without this pattern? Sometimes you want to ask yourself, what is this thing costing me? And sometimes it's costing you the opportunity of real love. Not trade that we normally do, but real love. What is this pattern costing me? And what would my life look like without this trauma or this story that I'm telling myself? Who would I be without this story? And lastly, I asked her to journal 1 step that she can take to break the cycle. The truth is, I know that we like to say, oh, I have a therapist, and I like people calling me their therapist. But there's a lot of personal, internal stuff that we can do ourselves without even talking to anybody. We can give ourselves that first aid air that we need. And then, if you can't take yourself any further, then you can seek help. And that's where people like I come in. But can you do certain things yourself? Yes. And that's why I'm sharing some exercises with you that you can start to take. I also have this product called the Personal Operating Internal System Blueprint. It is so good. You'll be able to ask yourself personal questions and answer them, and then share that blueprint with the people around you, because it's clear to you. You can then show and teach yourself to other people, right? Trauma is not who you are. It's the story that you're telling yourself from the incident that you've gone through. And you know what? No matter what, even if you had secure parents, there's still certain stories that you would have told yourself from certain incidents that would have happened either inside the house or outside the house that you're carrying till today. Till today. You are believing that who people say you are is who you really are, when the truth is, it's not. Who you are is who you say you are. I'll share another experience. I spoke to somebody who had survived a tough breakup, and it left her, actually, it was a him this time around, feeling very unworthy. He was afraid to start another relationship, because what if the same thing repeats itself all over again? And what if he doesn't have the capacity to love? What if he's not able to give himself? What if the other person, the lady, is not also able to give herself to him? And so he grappled so deeply with this, because he felt rejected, he felt abandoned, he felt alone. Have you ever felt any of these things before? Because I have. And sometimes it shows its ugly head, and then I remind myself, but you're not alone. Because I have tools that I use now. But at some point, I didn't have any tools at all. And I'll just look at myself and say, you're just an idiot. You just, you can never do anything sensible. And those were the words that I'll say to myself that will keep replaying the trauma and keep replaying the pain that I'm suffering. And I just keep replaying it as though it is true. And once again, it is not true. You can change those words today. And what did I ask him to do? Oh, before I even go there, Russell Brunson said, your wound is not your weakness, it is your weapon. And that's so profound. We've been hitting hard on our parents and saying, our parents are the ones that caused us to be like this. Our parents are the ones that are damaged, so they damaged us. And maybe I used to sing that song at the beginning as well, but I know better now. Because the truth is, they could only give what they had. If they knew better, they would have done better. And so they did what they felt they knew was best for us, even if it eventually wasn't. But once again, they could only give what they have. So I felt it, I did the work, and I don't feel it anymore. But once in a while, you're kind of reminded by certain incidents, and then you remind yourself, no, Adeola, you're not alone. There's so many people around you that love you. The fact that you want it from one person and it's not coming doesn't mean that you're unworthy of love. You deserve beautiful love. And there are people around you, even plus my dogs, because I have two now, love you regardless of what it is. And I remind myself that my head is high up again and I'm ready to go. So here are some exercises that I also asked him to do. I asked him to think of one painful experience and write it down, and what they learned from the experience. Because if you don't learn anything from that experience, it's like you want to go from class 1 to class 2. If you don't pass the exam, what will happen? You will keep repeating the class. So that then means that you keep repeating the exams again and again. The same people in different colors and shapes and sizes will come back into your life to test you in that way, because you've got to pass that class before you go to the next. So you've got to learn the lessons of this thing. What did I learn from it? What did I learn? And a lot of times we don't want to find anything that we learned because it's that person's fault that I am the way I am. But there are lessons that you can learn, because without you learning those lessons, how can you do better? How can you see life in a different way? How can you grow or expand in ways that you actually can? The second thing I asked him to do was ask himself, how can this experience make me stronger? So you first write down what you've learned from the experience, and how can this experience make me stronger? What's one thing I can hold on to make me stronger from this same thing that I feel is the worst thing on earth that could have happened to me? What's one experience there that I can hold on to, having learned from it, that can now embolden me to face new experiences, as the case is? And the last thing I asked him to do was create an affirmation. And the affirmation starts with, because of this experience, so because of this particular experience, because of the way they spoke to me, or because of the way my father treated me, I now can, that strength that you wrote, that thing that you can use to empower you, you put it there. I now can love better because of this experience, because now I've seen that I blocked myself from loving, and I don't want to go one day without loving. Every day of my life, I want to be able to share love, give love, receive love, because I'm worthy of it, I'm deserving of it, and people around me are deserving of it also. And so as I give, I must receive. And so that's the strength that I'm going to hold on to. So because of this experience, I now can the strength. And remind yourself every day all the things that you can do because of that experience, rather than focusing on the pain that you've created from that experience, because it will keep showing up as though it's real and it's not. So reframe it today, okay? And so lastly, connection is medicine for the soul. So you want to understand it, you want to change it and empower yourself. Now you want to connect with yourself. Because honestly, I wish there was a different way I can say it, because when the simpler we hear things, we think it doesn't work. Because you have to struggle and suffer before something can work. But the truth is that there are simple ways of making this work for you and turning things around for you. And connecting with yourself is a medicine for your soul. We're all meant and created for connection. And out of the 6 things that human beings need, love and connection is one of it. There's significance, there's certainty, there's variety, there's love and connection, there's growth, and then there's contribution. But then the first love that you're looking for is the love within yourself and how you love yourself. And now we've tagged it self-love, but now people are saying self-love is going to the spa and going to go and eat by yourself and telling yourself, no. It's how you speak to yourself and how you connect with yourself and how you show yourself care and empathy and compassion. So today, that's the last thing I'd ask you to do. Connect with who you truly are, because that pain, yes, might have come through. You didn't really have any hand in it or any choice sometimes too for them to happen, especially when you're young and you're staying with people that have done you wrong. But what can you do differently today? You can let go of those things, learn from it. I had a client that I asked her, okay, yes, I know that this incident is so painful, but would you, if you had to choose between this incident happening to you and this incident happening to your children, who would you choose? Guess who she chose? Herself. Because now that the incident has happened to her, she can learn how to help her kids not go through that same thing again. So it has empowered her to know what not to do next time and also know what to do next time. So regardless of what it is, it's empowering. So use that power today to connect with yourself and tell yourself, yes, I might have been wounded, but I will not allow my wound become or determine who I become. My life is in my hands and I choose who I want to become today. And I choose peace. Hi there, my name is Adeola Kingsley James. I really do hope that these videos that I'm creating for you is doing exactly what I want them to do, which is to move you needle by needle to finding your greatness. Because I found mine, and now I'm giving the opportunity to find yours. Like the videos, please, don't forget. Subscribe and share me with other people. And one last thing, click the notification bell below so that when my videos drop, you'll be the first person to get them. Love and light. My name is Adeola.